Welcome back to my big fat E3 2018 pre-show. As you probably gleaned from the title, now we're going to talk about what I think will be announced by Nintendo, what I hope will be announced by Nintendo, and some stuff about the guys who aren't Nintendo. But let's cut the chit-chat and get going. Over here. Over here again. Everything good today is worth doing is over here for some reason. Now, you might remember that I already made a whole prediction video for 2018, which I'm linking in the corner right now, popping up right now if you haven't seen it. But as literally no one in the world could have possibly anticipated, some of my predictions have already turned out to be incorrect. For instance, I predicted a Smash 4 port, and instead Nintendo announced Smash 5. I predicted a multiplayer Luigi's Mansion game on Switch, and instead we're getting a remake on the 3DS, which, I have some opinions about, but that's for another video. And then some of my other predictions have kind of changed due to the ever-shifting Nintendo landscape. One prediction that I'm sticking with though, prediction number 1, Super Mario Maker. There's that part of me that feels like it hasn't been long enough since the 3DS version came out, but that is also what I thought about Hyrule Warriors. I thought since they put it on the 3DS, it probably wasn't coming to the Switch, or at least not for a while, but that's about the same amount of time between releasing the 3DS version and announcing the Switch version. This would fit with Hyrule Warriors perfectly. Like, they would both be about the same amount of time. So I really can't say that that's a good reason to deny it or to not expect it. So I'm putting it into my predictions right now. We will get an announcement for Super Mario Maker. It could be a port, but I don't know, like, porting it doesn't need to be a port. It's Super Mario Maker. It's not horrendously complicated. They just need to throw in some new features and new fun stuff and maybe a couple new modes. They could easily put out like a full sequel on the Switch. And of course, there's still the question of, like, do you have to be in handheld mode in order to make levels? I think it would be pretty easy. They could either do that, or like if you want to play on the TV, you can just arrow around with a control stick, or even use like the gyro to point or whatever. I don't know. Like, the Wii U was definitely the perfect system for it, but I think they can get around it just fine. So that's my prediction. Expect to see Super Mario Maker. Guaranteed, 100%. Another prediction from my video, prediction number 2, Super Mario Odyssey DLC. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be holiday DLC. That was my prediction from the video. At this point, like, I don't really know what it's going to be. And it's definitely not going to be the rumored one that I was talking about before. People are like, oh, it's going to be 6,000 new moons and you can play as Ganondorf. But it's going to be something. I mean, like, they did DLC for Zelda. You got Zelda and Mario, your two biggest games. It only makes sense that they're going to release some DLC for it. I mean, come on, it would just be too easy. Release 1 or 2 extra kingdoms with a new set of moons, new set of costumes, and there you go. And they keep doing stuff for Odyssey. They keep coming up with these hint arts and giving us new costumes and stuff like that. So I would be pretty darn surprised if we did not get an announcement for DLC. Here's one that breaks away from my prediction video, though it is a repeat prediction from my pre-E3 video from last year. This is getting kind of complicated. Prediction number 3, Animal Crossing. It's the Pocket Camp, man. It's the Pocket Camp. It's making me feel like it's coming. We had the Fire Emblem Heroes, and then we got the regular Fire Emblem announced, the Super Mario Run, the Super Mario Odyssey, that whole thing. The fact that we got Pocket Camp on the phones, it makes me feel like, and it's just been long enough, It just kind of feels like the time is right. There was a long time when people were asking for new Animal Crossing, like on the Wii U, but to me it felt like New Leaf was still kind of new. It felt like it hadn't been long enough. Now it has absolutely been long enough. The Switch needs an Animal Crossing, especially now they're releasing the whole new online service. It would only make sense if they gave us a new Animal Crossing with all sorts of brand new online features. Hope this isn't just wishful thinking, but that is what I want. Just so many more new ways to, like, play with people online. That would be very cool. So that is my prediction. Animal Crossing. We will see it this year. Prediction number 4. Star Fox Kong Racing Dinosaur Planet with Funky Kong Edition is real. That is my prediction, is that it is real. All the rumors are true. It is from Retro. It's exactly like everyone said. It's a racing game, but it's also like Diddy Kong Racing with the adventure. And end of prediction. That's my prediction about that. Prediction number 5, Pikmin 4, the time has come. I predicted against it last year, being at E3 last year, and I was correct. This year, I am predicting for it. They will reveal Pikmin 4 this E3, and I will be very, very happy and make lots of stupid noises into the microphone because of how happy I am. Prediction number 6, we're getting a little third party here. Something Fallout from Bethesda. I can't tell you at present. I couldn't land on one. I can't tell you exactly what game. it could be a 4 port, it could be a New Vegas port, it could be a 3 port, it could be Fallout 76, which is the new game that they're teasing, but they haven't revealed yet. It could be any of those things. Personally hoping for either New Vegas or 4, because those are ones I haven't played yet. 76 doesn't, I don't really expect that to be something that I want to play. That's a whole other thing, though. That's for later in this video. Something Fallout. We'll just whatever it is, we're going to get something from Fallout from Bethesda. Prediction number 7, similarly, something Assassin's Creed from Ubisoft. It is really weird that there was no Assassin's Creed yet. Like the Wii U, Ubisoft wasted no time in getting Assassin's Creed on the Wii U. They threw 3 on there, and then immediately 4 came out, and they put 4 on there. And Assassin's Creed games, there are so many of them, and they span, you know, multiple generations now. There are tons and tons of them that are really easy to put on this hardware because they're like last generation games. They wouldn't even have to scale them or anything. And also Assassin's Creed is just, it's the perfect series for the Switch. It's the ultimate time waster collectathon. These worlds are just so huge and jam-packed with collectibles and stuff and little individual missions that would be perfect for handheld play. It's baffling to me that they haven't already put one, so now I'm throwing that into a real official prediction. There'll be something. I don't know if it'll be one of the new ones or one of the old ones or what. I would like Black Flag, as you probably know if you watched my 7 third-party ports I'd like on Switch video. Something, though. We can't not have an Assassin's Creed on the Switch any longer. we have reached the point where it's become ludicrous that we don't. So, yeah. My final prediction is about the 3DS. It is prediction number 8. We will get more remakes and budget games. There's a whole thing, much debate about whether the 3DS should die or whether it is already dead, and a lot of people are saying, oh, it's definitely not dead because it's got all these games still being announced for it. I'm kind of like, I kind of want to make a video about this or something. It's like, it is true that it is not dead. Nintendo is still supporting it, but it's like, look at the games that are coming out for it. And it's not necessarily a super bad thing or anything. It's just like, we're not getting new, full, big games for it. Almost all of them are budget titles and like remakes and remasters and stuff, you know? Mario and Luigi games are getting remade. Now we got Luigi's Mansion is getting remade. We're getting budget titles like WarioWare. The new Dylan game, they kind of expanded it to try to make it a full retail title, but from the reviews it sounds like it's kind of only a step above the budget titles. That's what I expect more of, though. I don't think we're not going to get any in the Treehouse or whatever. They're not going to announce any big new 3DS games. It's going to be more stuff like that. Just kind of smaller releases to kind of fill out the schedule and make a little more money. And I think that's fine. I think that's a fine way to taper off its life rather than just, you know, putting it on the chopping block immediately, all at once, canceling everything. So that's fine. It's a way to keep it alive while still not really giving it a whole ton of resources. So that is what I predict. More stuff like that. Before moving on out of predictions, I have one single additional thing to say, and is that I was totally right about Metroid last year. If you saw my pre-E3 show from last year, my prediction was Metroid. I just said it had been long enough. They'd been dropping a lot of hints that I thought that year was the year that they would finally give us some Metroid in some form, and I was totally right. We didn't even get one. We got 2 Metroid games, 100% right. This is me patting my back. The sound of me patting my back. Anyway, that's it for predictions, but now we move on to another type of list. It is a list of wishes, aka a wish list. I also made a wish list video for 2018. There's a card popping up in the corner if you haven't seen it. And most of that stuff still stands. I mean, like, all my wishes, they're not really going to change too much. So I'm not going to go too in-depth here, but here's at least what I'm currently hoping to see. All the stuff in my wish list video, that still stands, but if there's anything different right now, it's because this is more specifically what's been on my mind as of late, is what I'm currently thinking about most. Wish number 1, do I even need to say? It's Pikmin 4. Moving on. You know everything that I feel about Pikmin 4 and what I want for Pikmin 4, at least the map editor thing. Won't talk about it too much. Moving on. Wish number 2. I want to see Metroid Prime 4. Like I said in part 1, I don't think it will happen, but I want it. That's my wish, is that I want it, and I want it so bad. I want to see it. I want to see some gameplay, or at least like a vague idea of its feel, of its tone, of like how they're handling it, you know? Because, I mean, like, even just the first trailer is gonna either cause or relieve a lot of tension, just to see kind of a little bit how they are handling it, because it's not Retro Studios anymore. It's probably Bandai Namco or whatever. That was at least a rumor. I don't remember if it was confirmed or not. I don't think so. Anyway, that's my wish. I want to see it. Give me a taste. Give me a little bit. Give me a little chunk of meat to chew on, even if I have to wait for another year to see more. Wish number 3, I want more info on how I am going to be able to buy classic games. Right now, I just made a whole video on it. They announced that the Virtual Console was not coming, or at least they didn't have any plans to bring it, and the only talk of classic games was basically just like, buy it from other companies or get it these NES games with Nintendo Switch Online. That is not enough for me. There are a lot of games that are not covered in there. Where's my Super NES? Where's my N64? Where's my GameCube, please? And I want more info on that. I want them to give us some more info. What are they going to do? Are they going to start releasing classic collections? Are they going to start just putting standalone games on the eShop, just not calling it the Virtual Console? I don't know. I just want to know. I want some vague idea of how I'm going to be able to play those games on my Switch. Wish number 4, I want one third-party exclusive surprise. You know, kind of like how Mario & Rabbids was. A third-party company being like, this is a 100% always exclusive game for the Switch, maybe even using Nintendo characters. I don't really know. Just something that completely takes us off guard and is just like, this is a game you are only playing on your Switch. Ever that makes us go, whoa, I want to get this on my Switch. And I'm very happy that third-party companies are, developing for the Switch. That's what I want. Wish number 5, I want to see what's next for 2D Mario. Super Mario Maker kind of felt like the culmination of the 2D Mario idea. Like New Super Mario Brothers U, it was a good game, but it was still just so... It's just kind of plain at this point. We've seen that formula done so many times, and then they gave us Mario Maker, so then it was just kind of like, now we can make our own levels like this. It feels like that version of 2D Mario is kind of done, but they're not done with 2D Mario, so it's like, it's got to take some form. I want them to do something new with it. I don't know if they will, or if they'll just not do it, or if they'll just do another plain one, or if we'll just get New Super Mario Bros. Switch. I don't really know, but like, I want to see it. I want to see what is next. I want to see what their plan is, what their roadmap is for 2D Mario. I want to see where it's going to go. Wish number 6, it's another obvious one, so there's barely even any point in putting it on this list, but I have been thinking about it an awful lot. I will wish for this until the end of time. It's Paper Mario. It's either... Okay, less realistic, for reasons we've talked about many times, is the idea of a brand new Paper Mario game. That's exactly what I want, so I'm not going to put that. I'm going to start making my official wish being a remaster of Thousand Year Door. I'd take a remaster of the first one too. I really want Thousand Year Door. Still not very likely, but more likely than a full new Paper Mario. That's what we want. I am getting scared that we are going to see a remaster of the original Paper Mario, but that it's going to be on the 3DS. I just, ever since Luigi's Mansion was announced for that, just another game that we've all been just begging for a remaster for, and then they put it on the 3DS, and it's just like, really? Why? I'm starting to be like, wow, I could really easily see them putting Paper Mario on the 3DS. I mean, couldn't you? Doesn't that make sense? Couldn't you just see the trailer for it now? Just like, and now coming to 3DS, the original Paper Mario game. I don't really know. I'm still not sure if they want to touch those old games at all, because they don't really want to acknowledge where the series came from, because they obviously don't want to go back there. It's also maybe less likely because, they're already doing another Mario and Luigi game, so maybe they don't want to make 2. Anyway, point is, that's my wish. It's Paper Mario, whatever. A new original game that I like, or a remaster of the first or second games. I don't even care. That's my wish. I wish Paper Mario. The end. So that's it for all the Nintendo stuff. Thank you for sticking with me this long. My voice is getting real tired, but I'm going to push on. Right now, I'm going to switch gears for the 5 of you that care, and I'm going to talk real quick about the other guys. And by other guys, I'm of course referring to other non-Nintendo and third-party companies that are not Nintendo and don't make Mario and Zelda games. I'm not going to talk too much. I don't have too much to say. I just kind of have a list of games here that I'm going to run down, like games that are expected to see at the show and kind of just what I feel about them. Anything kind of noteworthy. First up, we've got 2 from EA. The first one is Anthem. And it's a little weird for me to start my list a game that I'm not excited to see. I should just be putting ones I'm excited to see, but I guess it's anything I kind of have an opinion on. Anthem is just like, EA, wow, they've been messing things up so so bad that I am just like, this game, watching the trailers is just like, oh my gosh, this is gaming perfected. This is like the imaginary games we all used to dream up decades ago that we knew would be so far in the future. The graphics are so incredible. It's entirely unreal, this world that they've made. And it's just amazing how little I care. Especially considering I loved Mass Effect. And this is a BioWare game, and BioWare made Mass Effect. But it's like, they've just messed up everything. They've messed up every game they've put their hands on. They messed up Mass Effect. BioWare is not the same company anymore. They messed up Star Wars Battlefront. They messed up everything. So it's just like, I'm not interested in playing this game and seeing all the horrible ways that you've ruined it with transactions and all that stuff. I know they're kind of scaling back the loot box thing, but it's gonna be terrible in other ways. And it looks like it's all this, I don't know, all this like forced social stuff. I don't really know. I can't say for sure. I don't want to sound too whiny without knowing first, but that's my impressions right now. It's just like, oh, I'm pretty indifferent to this like big, gigantic, beautiful game. It's just kind of like, whatever. EA doesn't have a lot of grace with me right now. And then like Battlefield 5, it's kind of interesting because Battlefield 1, I remarked last year that I was just like, oh, out of all the just shooty shooters, that one actually looked kind of cool. It looked a little more interesting than most of the Call of Duties and all that had been released up to that point. But now it's just like, that was World War I, and now it's World War II again. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just so sick of it. I mean, I know this is coming from a mostly Nintendo fan that doesn't play a ton of other stuff, but it's just kind of like, all right, you guys are really just struggling here. we can see the desperation. Like, they had to go more and more future, and until there was just space, and then they had to swing back around to the World Wars again. I don't know. I shouldn't even talk about this. I don't know anything. But yeah, Battlefield 5. It looks colorful. Really good graphics. So Fallout 76, here's an interesting one. Bethesda did kind of I get annoyed, as you probably know, when companies keep revealing stuff before E3, but this was kind of cool. They didn't really reveal the whole thing. They gave us a teaser and a name, but we still don't know exactly what it is, and it doesn't sound very likely that it's a full regular RPG like 4 was, especially because they were talking about they don't want to just go, Elder Scrolls Fallout, Elder Scrolls Fallout. This would be Elder Scrolls Fallout. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Probably some sort of offshoot, some kind of spin-off. I'm interested to see what it is. I think the Fallout universe is pretty cool. I haven't played a bunch of the games or anything, but I think it's neat. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, if it doesn't end up being like a regular RPG, it's like, there's two sides to this. It's like, on the one hand, what's the point of making a version of a game series that's just not even that game anymore? But then on the other side, it's like, this is a cool world. Why not create different kinds of games in different kind of genres that use this world, this lore, this cool universe? So they're kind of conflicting, I'm kind of interested in the idea of what it ends up being, but at the same time being like, yeah, but if it just ends up being some kind of shooty survival game or whatever, then I don't know. I don't know if I'll be interested, but I definitely want to see what it is. I'll definitely be tuning into that Bethesda show and seeing. Then we got 4 games from Ubisoft I'm looking forward to seeing. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I guess I wouldn't say like super looking forward to, more just kind of interested, because they were talking about how they wanted to break away from the yearly releases of Assassin's Creed. So then they gave us the one last year, and then already this year they're giving us another one. So it's like, oh, it's not that you wanted to not do it every year. It's you just wanted to skip 1 year. You just wanted to not do it literally every year. So I don't really know. The other one looked pretty cool. I always like to see the new Assassin's Creed games, even if I don't play all of them. I've only played Black Flag and Rogue because they had boats in them. I tried to play Unity, but I just got too bored. But I like to see them. I like to see where they are, where they take place. I like to see all the fancy new graphics and all the new features and stuff. I don't know. It's just kind of fun. So I'm interested to see how they put Mario and Bowser into an Assassin's Creed game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That joke hasn't been done by literally everybody on the internet yet. Then we have Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's one where it's like, I still haven't played the first one. I've been really meaning to. I know, I'm terrible. But from what I've seen of the second one, it doesn't really feel the same at all. And I know a lot of people are pretty worried about what even kind of game is it. It's like, if it's going to be a big open world thing, is it just going to be another Ubisoft game? Just another open world Ubisoft game? I don't really know, but at the same time, I'm still really excited to see what it is. It's a pretty interesting idea. It's futuristic. There's animals and people in it. That's pretty cool. So, I want to see what it is. I want to see what type of a game it is. Skull and Bones. Here's my number 1 from Ubisoft. Because I always said to myself, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, I'm like, just make a game that's just the pirate part. Just make a pirate game. Like, it's not that you're wasting it on Assassin's Creed, but it doesn't need to be. You could just offshoot it into a whole pirate game. That's kind of what Skull and Bones is, but at the same time, from what we saw last year, I don't think they've given us any info since then. It kind of looked like it was just ship battles and possibly even just online. And that's not fun. I super don't want that. I liked Assassin's Creed because you could pilot your boat everywhere and then like hop off on an island or at a port and go run around and get in bar fights and hunt animals and stuff. And that was a lot of fun. But like all the stuff we saw of Skull and Bones was just people driving boats around. And I'm like, that's super boring. I mean, like still kind of cool. So I don't know. And I don't want to play something that's like you only go on runs with people. Fingers crossed that that's not what it is, that we get a full pirate experience, because I want that so bad. I think pirates and ships and stuff are super duper cool. I loved Assassin's Creed 4 and Rogue to kind of a lesser degree, but I still really like them both. Skull and Bones, fingers crossed that this is like the pirate game and not just Boaty Boat's pirate game, the game. The last Ubisoft one is StarLink. This is another one that they revealed last year and to my knowledge have not said anything about since, and I thought this was a really, really interesting take on the Toys to Life idea. I think it's pretty darn neat. It's so ambitious that it is hard for me to believe that it's going to work, especially because Toys to Life, everyone's kind of burned out on them. But I think it's neat. You have ships, but like you get parts for the ship to like, you could actually stick them on there, but then that translates in the game. So you're like customizing your ship. That's really, really cool. I think that is awesome. I don't know if it's the kind of thing I'll get into. Probably not, because I'm a crummy old adult with no time and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I want to see. I want to see what it's about. I want to see Starlink. I want to see more story stuff, because the story stuff was looking pretty generic, but I don't know. I don't want to judge it. Show me some Starlink. Then we got Sony Games. First one is Days Gone. I've talked about this a couple times before. It looks pretty cool, but like the more they show me, the less I'm interested, which is the opposite of what it's supposed to be. Just like the more they've shown us, they showed it like 2 E3s ago, and then they showed it last year. It's at that point where I'm getting kind of tired of it, you know. After 3 E3s, I kind of get just fatigue on a game, and I'm just like, come on, just release the game already. But it just seems kind of generic. It just feels like there isn't much about it that sets it apart from anything. Like gameplay wise, a lot of people said that about Horizon Zero Dawn, but at the same time, it was a big, gorgeous world with robot dinosaurs. This is just another shooty zombie survival game. So I don't really know. I still could be wrong, but every time they show me something from Days Gone, I'm just like, I don't know. You sneak up on the guy, create a distraction, kill him, run up and kill him, and then there's zombies. I don't know. We'll see. I still want to see more because I'm interested to see where my final opinion lands on it. And then you have Last of Us Part 2. I have not played Last of Us Part 1. There are so many games I need to play, guys. But I really, really, really want to play it. It looks really good, and I'm definitely interested to see stuff on Last of Us Part 2 because a lot of people are excited about it. They make really gorgeous games, so that's cool. Dreams. That is apparently still a thing. I didn't think it was anymore. How long ago was it that they announced Dreams? Just a weird thing where no one even knew what kind of game it was because it was just kind of weird stuff and they're sculpting with the Move controllers. I don't really know, but they started talking about it again, so I assume that it's a real thing still. So I don't know, maybe it'll release in 2025 or something. Then Death Stranding, I kept expecting with each new trailer for the game that we would finally see what the game was about, but it sounds like probably this is finally going to be it. Based on what everyone is saying, actual details are coming in about what the game is going to be. This will be it. I think this will finally be it. We will see actual game play and see how this is a video game and not just a series of bizarre trailers. So I'm interested in that. I don't even know if it's the kind of game I will want to buy. I haven't really bought Kojima games in the past, but darn it, those trailers, they have been captivating me so much that, yeah, I'm interested. I want to know what's the deal with the big crazy giant guy and all the weird umbilical cord stuff and babies everywhere, just babies and babies and babies. Let's find out. Then we got Square Enix, the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done caring about that. I'm done. I can't even say I'm looking forward to see seeing more on it. It sounds like production has been cursed. It's not really going very well. Lots of reports are coming in saying that they don't have a good vision and it's not going well. It's barely any work on it is done. Every individual piece of information that they have given us makes me not interested in it. They're just like, oh, it's going to be episodic and all this other stuff, and they're adapting the gameplay styles from the other games. Just like, okay, I don't want this anymore. I don't care at all. I still care one last bit. It can just sit there in development heck for all I care. I don't know. I know a lot of people are really into this. I was pretty excited when they announced it, but just everything coming out of it just makes me like, all right, I'm done. And if it ever comes out and ends up being good, that'll be cool, but until then, I'm just kind of done giving it my brain. Kingdom Hearts 3, that's cool. I played the first game. I've not played any of the other games, and to be honest, I'm pretty intimidated by the weirdo story. Kind of makes me not want to play any of them, because it's just so weird. I know I'll probably get a lot of comments telling me why I'm dumb and trying to explain the story to me, but that's at least where I'm coming from now. But everything we've been seeing of Kingdom Hearts 3 is really, really cool. I would love to see more. I'd love to see a big new trailer showing off all the cool new Disney places. It's been so long in coming that, like, I can say, hey, like, even if I don't know if I'm gonna get it, I can still be excited that's coming and join with everybody else in watching the new trailer and being like, hey, this looks really cool. Final item on my list, this one was revealed, I don't know, a month or two ago. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I played the first one. I have not yet played the second one. It is on my wish list, but yet I'm still excited to see the third one. I did see the trailer they released. It was relatively short. It didn't say a lot, so I'm hoping that one of the press conference, oh, I mean, probably the Square Enix conference. I haven't watched it any other year. I do Bethesda and EA and Microsoft and Sony. I haven't done a Square Enix one. Maybe I'll try to catch it this year, maybe not. I don't know, but it will be cool to see more of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It sounds like this is closing off the origin trilogy. I don't know where they're gonna go after this. Probably just a different trilogy or something. But that's cool. I loved the first game, and I am eager to see what happens in the second one, mostly because there's some really cool visuals and really cool areas based on the trailer. And Tomb Raider, that's it. So there you have it. That is the E3 2018 pre-show. We did it. It's done. And now all that's left is to sit and stare and wait. But even though it feels like the waiting will never end, it always does, and when it does, I will be here to give you my opinion about all of the stuff that we see in video form. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you at the big show! The hills are alive with the sound of music!